Alright, we are almost done with the cruise portion of the flight. We are in playback at regular speed. I have Karakol Airport programmed into my GPS now, and soon we will begin our descent into the Yisikol area where Karakol Przevalsk Airport lies. I hope I pronounced everything fairly correctly there. I'm just getting the autopilot panel situated here so that I can watch it as well as keep an eye on my navigational instruments. We're going to go ahead and begin the descent into the Yisikol region at about 65 nautical miles out of Karakol Airport. So that's going to be any minute now. Okay, there, we've begun our descent at an initial descent rate of 5 meters per second. I'm going to go ahead and accelerate the next 3 minutes here. All I'm doing here is just doing another wind check as we descend further, and you will also see me pull up the weight and fuel sheet to record the amount of fuel that is on board the aircraft at the beginning of the descent phase, or the amount of fuel that was consumed during the cruise phase of the flight. Okay, it looks like I've descended a little too quickly because that peak ahead might be a problem. I may have to either arrest the descent or climb a little bit just to clear it. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to turn and climb a little bit to avoid that peak. Of course, in the real world, you would want a much better safety margin than the one I'm presenting over here. We are actually close enough to the Karakol Przewalsk airport now to be receiving its NDB that is marked by the stationary needle on this gauge. You can see just how close we are to the mountain peaks here as we carefully descend further.
Or 46,569 Romeo for 656 wine 330 at 7.
I'm going to go ahead and accelerate the video a little bit again, just until the point where we make our first pattern turn. At this point we have made it out of the mountains and are continuing our descent into the valley.
Karakol Przewalsk information November 1000 Zulu weather. Sky clear, visibility 15. Temperature 6, viewpoint -10. Wine 330 at 7. Area QNH 101 for arriving and departing runway 28. Advise on initial contact. You have November.
We're going to do a series of turns here. You can liken them to a pattern turn, if you will, in order to properly line up for a landing. You may have noticed earlier that Karakol Przewalsk ATIS is indicating runway 28 for landing. This is impractical in real life, therefore we'll be using runway 10 for landing because there are mountains just east of the airport, and I doubt that in real life runway 28 is used for landing. This is also because X-Plane bases its ATIS information purely on wind, without regard to terrain or geography. Our aircraft is denoted by the red circle, whereas the airport is denoted by the blue circle. We have just entered a right downwind for runway 28. We will be turning base over the northeast shore of the lake. Okay, it looks like we have a not so subtle weather update and things have gotten a little nasty.
46,569 Romeo for 656 wine 320 at 7.
Looks like we've got some mild turbulence. Soon we will be coming up to the point where we're going to make a base leg turn.